Blast me to the mortal realms! It's time for the Mad Merlins review of Warhammer Age of Sigmar Stormbringer, issue 69 by Hachette Partworks and Warhammer. Hello everyone, welcome back to another Warhammer Age of Sigmar Stormbringer video review, and today we are looking at issue 69. Wait, no, not that. Behave. 69, 6 and 9. The number. Yes, we have a look at issue 69. So it's a terrain issue. So we get a second set of Domicile Shell. Sadly, it is, I believe, an identical frame to the one we've previously had. Not the alternate build one, because I believe there was two different types of the Domicile Shell. You can get this larger one and I believe a slightly smaller one. That was perhaps a little bit taller, I can't remember. But yeah, kind of a pity we're only getting two of the same. So yeah, Domicile Shell, Dwarden Gods, and Tactics for Gloomspite Gits. So before we dive into the issue, don't forget to, of course, like the video if you're enjoying the content, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. There's going to be quite a lot of Age of Sigmar content coming soon, as it is probably, by the time this video has actually gone out, it's actually the release of 4th edition. So yeah, there'll be, of course, an unboxing for the starter set and possibly some paint videos, and I'm probably going to be playing the Jade and Fire, I've forgotten the name of it, Spearhead battle that you need to do in order to fill out the world campaign book, that mission that they're doing. So yeah, inside, much like with Leviathan, you get a little sheet of paper with a QR code to register results for playing a game using the contents of the box. So yeah, definitely going to be doing that. Build and paint 2 forces and play out a game using them. So enough about that. Let's dive into our brand new issue of Stormbringer then. So here we go. Ooh, chunky. So we got our magazine. We also have a fold out all about the armies of Gairan. That's going to be quite interesting to look at. But first off, we have our frame. So yeah, this is pretty much the same frame we had last time. We got the little gantry thing where they're working on building. We got the crane mechanisms, the long side, the short side, and the corners. Yeah, it's cool. Would have been nice if we had 2 different versions of the same model, because there's no actual way that you can build this differently, I believe. Unless you built it as one solid long piece of wall. The only things you can build differently is gluing this bit onto there, and then you have this bit spare. If, like me, you haven't built your previous one, you could combine the 2 long sides together and then yeah, build it even however you want. Yeah, pretty cool kit. I've already got 1 copy of this. This one is going to my friend Marcio, as I'm splitting the terrain roughly 50-50. So yeah, pretty cool. It is another beautiful set of ruins to add to our terrain collection, and nice chunky piece at that. Right, moving on then, we have our issue to look at. So issue 70 minus 1. There we go, we're going to go with that. 70 minus 1. So let's open her up and take a look inside. So we have Grimnar and Grungani, the Dwarden Gods, armies of Gairan fold out. We have build guide, paint guide for our Domicile Shells. We also have an expanded paint guide for scenery pieces, as we've had a few new paints since the last time. Battle traits for Sylvaneth, destruction tactics for our Gloomspite Gits, and arcane ruins as our latest battle plan. So we have 1 page focusing on 2 different gods. So first off is Grimnir the Doomseeker. So Grimnir, it was the Fire Slayer's god of war. He survived the destruction of the world that was and awoke in Akshi during the Age of Myth. He found many Dwarden there, and Grimnir quickly became their patron god, teaching them the ways of war and forging them into the civilization known as the Fire Slayers. So yeah, my tongue is not wanting to work. Catastrophe struck, though, when Grimnir and his brother Grumnir were imprisoned on a mountaintop after fruitless failed escape attempts. Their plight was discovered by Sigmar, who broke their chains with a mighty blow from Galmaraz. In payment for the debt, Grimnir undertook to slay the ancient evil known as Volcatrix, the mother of salamanders. Excuse me. And yeah, his brother, which we'll find out over the page, decided to repay his debt in forging the Stormcast armor and weapons. So here we are, Grungni, the Great Maker. So Grungni is a smith god of the Dwarden. In payment for his debt to Sigmar, he used his skills to craft the Storm Vaults and help create the Stormcast Eternals. However, during the Age of Chaos, he went into self-imposed exile, leaving his people to their fate, valuing their independence above all other concerns. Grungni's return, resentment grew among the Dwarden, but they proved equal to the challenge, and the great Dwarden civilizations flourished despite Grungni's absence. Now, Grungni has returned to the mortal realms. He has used his skills to create a new type of armor called the Thunderstrike armor for Sigmar's warriors. So, most notable followers of Grungni are the Carriage Overlords, who have the awesome sky vessels and are pretty much encased in suits of armor. And of course, he is famous for creating the Storm Vaults and the Stormcast Eternal armor and weapons. And yeah, these are just 2 of the many different gods of the Dwarden followers. So yeah, pretty cool. Moving on, we have our build guide for the Domicile Shell. So yeah, push fit model. I would recommend glue, especially for the delicate pieces. But other than that, yeah, push it together as shown here. Attach on all the small pieces, and there we have it. Painting it, so it's going to be much like the last one we painted. So base coat all over Corax White, Agrax Earthshade, dry brush Corax White, Catch and Flesh on all the wood details, Retributor armor on all the gold trim, so on the doors and windows, Runelord Brass on the stonework detail, Lead Belcher for the hinges and latches, as well as the various tools scattered across the model, and all the winches, Wraithbone for bits of string, as well as painting the ropes here, Dawnstone for the masonry cement, then non-oil all your wood details and lead belcher details, as well as the stones that you painted with Dawnstone, Agrax Earthshade, your Runelord Brass even, there we go. Come on, brain, work. Skeleton Horde, all your bandages and ropes. Right on Flesh Shade, your Retributor armor. And that's it for the moment. So we're leaving our terrain like that. We haven't highlighted the silver yet, but we'll probably do that in this issue. So we're expanding our details on the painting scenery. So currently we've got just yellow on our awesome looking crystals. So we're going to highlight these with Wraithbone, if you want to just have a simple finish, or if you want to go a little further, you can apply Gryph-hound Orange as a continual glaze, focusing on the upper areas, and then use Avalanche Sunset and finally Wraithbone to get a pretty cool finish. And yeah, I think I'm definitely going to do that. That looks really cool. Glad I saved mine. I haven't painted mine yet. Undercoated it, yes, with a nice primer, but I haven't got around to actually painting yet. So, ways to paint the lava. So, we started with Mephiston Red, we'll shade of Agrax, pick out the raised areas with Mephiston Red again, Wild Rider Red at the central points, and then Avalanche Sunset at the very centre. That gives us nice glowing lava. For the tentacles, we're just going to be relayering Wraithbone, White Scar on the joints there, Abaddon Black for the teeth, followed by an edge highlight of Dawnstone. Any bone detail, so your dry brush white scar, especially the larger one here. Metals we're going to highlight with Stormbringer silver, so you can do this on all the fountain detail and the chest, and you can also do it on our brand new ruins. And then bottles, so Cantor blue, then highlight relayer Cantor blue, and we can highlight, which it doesn't actually cover, but you should be able to highlight with Teclis blue there as well. And yeah, there we have our terrain looking pretty cool. Yeah, really do like the look of it so far. Finally then, we have some new battle traits. So we've got the Sylvaneth battle traits from the Woodland Depths. So once per turn, at the end of your movement phase, pick a friendly Sylvaneth unit wholly within 9 inches of an overgrown terrain feature or friendly awakened wildwood. If you do so, remove that unit from the battlefield and set it up 9 inches from enemy units and 9 inches of either a different overgrown terrain or free from enemy models or different friendly awakened wildwood. That is 3 inches from all enemy units. They also have strike and fade, so once per turn in your combat phase, immediately after a Sylvaneth unit within 9 inches of an overgrown terrain feature has fought, you can remove the unit from the battlefield and set it up 9 inches away from enemy units, or 9 inches of a different overgrown terrain feature, and more than 3 inches from all enemy units of different friendly awakened wildwood. So yeah, pretty cool. And you've got tutorials here of how to make use of them. So walk the hidden paths and strike and fade covered there. And yeah, we've got a tutorial here on the ruling of the 9-inch area. Next up then, we've got some destruction tactics. We're looking at the Loon Boss on his giant cave squig. So he's a fast mover, squiggly bonuses, but he has a glass cannon. He's very fragile, but can pack a punch. And we see him joining a charge here with some squig hoppers. And finally, we have Scraggot Loon King. So he's a prognosticar. He has portable moon ability thanks to his staff, but he does have a weak defense, so very low save, wounds, and bravery. So you want to keep him well protected. And he has his Lunar Prophet ability there to show how it affects units on the battlefield. Moving on then, finally, before we look at our fold-out, we have Flame of Fury, Arcane Ruins, our latest battle. So 3 heroes and 5 troops on each side. Then we have our battle plan. So 4 mats, 4 objective markers. We put our new terrain piece in the center there. So usual victory points, 1 for 1 objective, 1 for 2 or more, and 1 for more than the opponent. Then special rule, take cover. Units within 6 inch, wholly within 6 of a Domicile Shell improve their save by 1. So that's pretty cool. Does it mention about using both Domicile Shells? No, it just says take turns placing scenery from your collection until 6 pieces. You must place 3 inches. So you could put a second Domicile Shell down, I guess. Yeah. So Eve and Ian's tactics on what they're going to do in their battle. Pretty cool. So before we look at what's coming next, let's take a look at our fold out. So pretty cool one. We have our armies of Gairan. So we've got our Sylvaneth there, looking pretty cool, of course. They're the big good guys of Gairan. There's also Stormcast Eternals, so we have the Hallowed Knights here. So pretty cool if you've painted yours up in the silver and blue of the Hallowed Knights. We also have Cities of Sigmar, so Greywater Fastness is one of the more prominent cities there, as well as Hammerhal Gairan. So we have a map of Gairan and some notable areas. So Hammerhal Gaira, the Living City, Greywater Fastness, and the Phoenician. So yeah, pretty cool. And finally then, on the back, last but not least, Makatkin and Nurgle and the Idenef Deepkin. So looking into the future then, what do we get? Issue 70 brings us the Iron Skull's boys, learn about Nagash and a new battle plan. Finally then, I believe our last paint issue, so we learn about the Skaven, we add Night Crystal Flesh and Coelia Greenshade to our paint collections. We also learn about the Ossiarch Bone Reapers, and we put those new paints to their test. Right, I'll bring everything back in and give you my final thoughts on issue 70-1. So that was issue 70-1 of Stormbringer, and yeah, it's not too bad an issue. A little bit more in the way of information for us. I have a couple of the Dwarden gods, we have a beautiful fold out for the armies of Gairan, and a nice updated paint guide for our terrain, which is pretty cool. Yeah, we also get our second Domicile Shell, so yeah, it would have been nice if we had the other Domicile Shell frame, but instead we've had two identicals, which is kind of dull, but it is what it is. This one will of course be going to Marcio, as I've already got my version of this ready to build. Yeah, it'll look quite nice against my other ruins from my previous Mortal Realms collection. This will probably be like a nice holy church sort of thing as a centre to the rest of the ruined city. So yeah, it'll be quite nice. Yeah, other than that, not a lot to say. Good issue, nice piece of terrain. So $9.99 for, I believe it's a set of two of these, the fountain, the statue, and a set of boards to go with the old Extremist starter set expansion. So yeah, I believe 45, I think it is, so not too bad. You get this for a tenner, so pretty cool. But yeah, let me know what you thought of it in the comments section down below. And until next time, thank you all very much for watching. Stay safe and happy hobbying. Goodbye.